We often say we would love to do something more to help others in our society, but how many of us actually make the effort to do so? Princess Gloria Abiwu didn't just say it. She quit her international job and started a school, a non-residential orphanage for children in the Japan community. She's our guest on Making a Difference today. But before we talk to her, though, let's see what she's all about.
On average, it takes about 20 years to complete formal education in Ghana, and that has been the privilege of the middle class and wealthy. So the question is, what happens to children who can't go to school because they can't afford it, like these little ones? Princess Gloria Abiwu is making a difference in the lives of these little ones. To discover how, Joy News took a trip across the Adome Bridge into Japan, a town in the Volta region of Ghana.
Many people would focus on ventures that bring them profit. But there are still people who would live in their discomfort so they can provide comfort to those who probably need it the most. People like Princess Gloria Abiwu. She grew up comfortably in a family of 4 in Akosombo, attended Akosombo International School, and moved on to the University of Ghana and GIJ for further education. Princess decided it was time to come back home and make a difference after enjoying a lucrative job outside the shores of Ghana for some time.
I used to like helping people. That was how this whole thing started. If I saw somebody who needed help, I just came close to helping the person. And it happened so much at times that one day I was sitting and asked myself, of God's direction towards something that I could do that would please Him. And back then I was working with somebody whose wife owned a school, and I used to go there a lot to go and help out. So I was like, okay, I could do this. So in answer to my inner feel, I just thought that I should try this. So I started. When I started, I also prayed for direction and guidance, and something told me to come to this locality. Actually, I come from one of the villages around here.
What is the village?
It's Adidome.
Adidome.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Adidome is close here, right?
Yes, it is. And so that place was further down. So I discussed it with my daddy, and he said, well, I could try it. So I came here and I met with some few people, the chiefs, the elders, and they welcomed me.
She started a school in Japan. Choosing the locality because of its paucity, Princess had yet to discover the true depths of the poverty there. After a year of operations, she realized that in order to keep her pupils in school, she would have to cater for their every need.
What I do here is that I run my school, but I identify those children that will not be able to also pay their fees. How do I do this? Some of the children come to school over a year, and you realize that whenever you chase the parents to go and pay school fees, to come and pay school fees, there's a problem. So then I try to dig information around, talk to other people, know the kinds of works that the parents are involved in. Some of the stories I get to find out are very interesting. You get to learn that some of the children have been left with their grandparents, and the parents are nowhere to be found. And the grandparents want the child to come to school, but how to pay for the bill becomes a problem. So most of the stories, that's how it comes about. And then I get to enroll such a child in my school. I cater for the child's needs. I follow up to go and find out if there's anybody in the family that can come and sign up for that child. And if they do, we make an agreement. When help comes in, then I hand over to the help. But if not, then I continue looking after the child.
Apart from giving quality education to children where you would least suspect, Princess Abiwu is also providing parents in the community with much needed relief.
My granddaughter is here. In fact, the thing I like most about the school is the homework they have been giving them. Anytime she comes home, she doesn't waste time at all about anything, apart from writing, drawing, and doing all petty things.
I told you, man, I'm a Obomodipa, and any papa be net me. First, I made me banny cost from or cost or Bethia. Any intimation is, sir, and I made me baha, and it is a baha. Ononga sabe catcher say, Madame, or Towe Maui, or ye my. Mama, Madame, no wash a pow. Inti sem impe we are, obey ye we are, mammy. Inti mianka sample mean to me, and I make a senti or what now than in Chelsea, Dabby. Inti Madame, or Yadipa.
I come to believe in this school that academic success is not purely on the infrastructure and the environment. You can see where the children are housed, proper care is taken. The teaching learning environment is excellent, and they are producing results, and that is why my child is here.
What made me surprised most before I bring my child here is always the proprietor for his personal relationship with some of the parents. He doesn't care whether your child is with her or not. Always, he just comes from house to house visiting us, greeting us, asking of how your child is doing. So I found out that, oh, this woman is very careful. So if I bring my child to this school, she'll be very careful. So I brought him here, and I could see a great change. Despite the infrastructure and the living condition, I can see a great change.
Colano, Umbetia, do opinion. Inti na yo munto konti perinusi or see or peso bebaha. And I make catching say 50. Them now was squash in the co pretty scusa, my brain is the same when ya dear never copy. Inti when means that she say Bayana, inti Hana midi way ban, a pa.
This woman has been going to houses of parents. Houses of the parents of the children in the school. She came to me several times. Anytime there is PTA meeting, she will come to me even more than 3 times, just to remind me that there is PTA meeting. Sometimes I wake up, sometimes I honor it. See, the cordial relationship she has is very fantastic. I like it. And also the way she has been, you see, when she sees her children in town, she will call, the children will be calling her madam. She will go to them, talk to them, even sometimes buy some toffee and something for them, just to lure them more to her side.
The community leaders, the opinion leaders must come on board to assist her, because it's more or less orphanage. Children from deprived communities, from parents who cannot afford, comes around and she helped. She's up to the task.
It is said there is no free lunch, but for the children at Redeemed Royal International School, lunch is free, although it comes at a cost to their proprietor.
Say your prayer before you eat.
Are you in this for the money?
No, I'm not in this for the money. If I was, I would have stopped a long time ago, because the challenges that come with this is high. Currently, children that are deprived in my school are about 36. For now, how to cater for them lies on me. I take care of their total needs. I provide for their fees from my own funds. I don't live here, no. I come from Akosombo, so on a daily basis, I pick a car, a normal church car, get on board, come here. After closing, I just go back home. There's a bit of stress in having to move from one community to the other on my own, in terms of finances, in terms of discomfort. There's a bit of stress involved, yes.
What do your parents say about this?
For my parents, there's a lot of stress, because they feel that I've gone to school, I have my certificates. At the end of the day, I should find a job. And having worked before, it's a great challenge because when I was working, everything was comfortable. They saw me being able to help out and all those things. And now it's not like that. So to them, they would really appreciate me having to be with my former work. I'm trying to reach out to the outside world to see how they can also come and help some of these kids out. But for the moment, I do cater for their needs. In the next 5 years, we would have moved to our own location. I have lots of land now, about 1.5 acres of land that have been able to get for my school. And in the next 5 years, I see my school to have its own facilities. I see us to have boarding houses that we could pick these children from other communities except this particular community to come live on our school premises, such that it wouldn't have to be that they are with their parents, because some of them, it's such that you have to pick them from the total environment from where they come to be able to help them. So I'm seeing myself in the next 5 years to have my own facility on my own ground, helping these kids out.
With all the strife she has gone through, what is it that makes this venture worthy for Princess?
I've worked at other places, and I would say that kind of lifestyle was more comfortable, taken from the background with which I came from. But there should also be, in my thinking, something that would lift the spirits of people up, and to me that is much more appreciated than just what I personally will stand to benefit in life. I think seeing smiles on people's faces, seeing people being happy with one need or another makes me much more satisfied.
I've never seen hope shine as brightly as it does in the eyes of these children. They have hope for a better future, and that will make a difference in the lives of all Ghanaians. This is thanks to the difference one person is making in their own small space. Princess Abiwu, making a difference.
And that beautiful, inspiring piece put together by Stephen Auntie and Jennifer Jane. I would like to say thank you to you guys. And Francis, you know, when you watch something like this, you ask yourself, or you realize that you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
I mean, this is one person's effort. What am I doing? Gee. Seriously. But Princess is here with us this morning. I want to say congratulations.
Thank you.
Indeed, you're making a difference. You're so young. You could have decided to do anything else. I mean, make money like Francis is doing.
Thank you.
Wow. But the point is, you are in a hired premise, so you are paying
Rent.
and you have children who are not necessarily paying fees. You're feeding them every day, and you're going around. You don't live in Japan.
No.
So you wake up from Akosombo and then you drive all the way to Japan.
Actually, I don't drive. I take the normal, ordinary churcher to work every day.
And then you go to Japan?
Yes.
Just to help?
Yes.
That's inspiring. What keeps you going? Seriously.
I'll say the word of God.
But what would make a young woman like you decide to put everything else on hold and then do this?
To me, I take it as a covenant I have with God, and every day I rely on His word, and that's what keeps me going.
Seriously?
Yeah.
How long have you been doing this for?
For 2.5 years now.
Any regrets? I mean, surely sometimes you should sit back and say, am I really doing this? I mean, I'm not getting anything in terms of money from it. Okay, there's satisfaction, but my mates are probably way ahead, you know. Any regrets?
None at all. But there have been times that I have wished I could have been doing something else. But since I said that it was a covenant I had with God, God is not somebody you can cheat. So anytime I'm down, I'm low, I just look at him. I go on my knees, I pray to him, and surprisingly, whatever it is my need at that time that I pray for, I have answers to.
You know, somebody's probably wondering, okay, yeah, she's not working, she's probably married, she has a rich husband who is sponsoring. Are you married?
No, I'm not.
So this is your own single effort with your own resources.
Yes.
How do you do it? I mean, how long did you work for that you saved that much to be able to do what you're doing?
I worked for 2.5 years, and before I thought it was something I could be working at the same time and refunding. So that's what made me start at that time. But looking at things, I had to choose between my job and managing the school, because everybody I put there, at the end of the day, the resources I send down, I don't get to see what it was used for. So I decided if it was with management, then I was going to come down myself, quit the job I was doing, devote my time. And I know anything that you put your energy into, it pays back. So I know if it's not now, in the future, it's going to pay me back. Yes.
When you look in the eyes of these children that you are catering for, what's that one message that always strikes you?
What strikes me is that I know that the energy I'm putting into their lives, if it's nurtured well, in future they're going to be good citizens of this country, if not of the world, and they're going to contribute their own way through how they have also seen me doing it for them to other people, and by so doing, helping a single person, you have helped much.
I listened to you and I watched the piece, and it makes me ask myself one question, and I do have to ask you this. It looks like you've put your personal life on hold.
Yes.
And you're doing this for these people.
Yes.
Are you ever going to go back to your personal life?
Yes, I will.
When? At what point?
Okay, I have my goals, I have my visions, I have my plans. And at the end of the day, I have drawn my plan in such that in a couple of years to come, I would see my school having a very firm foundation so that I could commit to other things that I put on hold now. So basically, that's the goal I've set for myself.
I'm not trying to pry into your life, but if you're to put this before you as something you want to do, there are things that come to you, people personally, that you can't put on hold. Can you?
I understand, but before I started this, I thought about it so well, and I was like, could I do this? And I saw myself doing it. So I said, well, if I have that energy now, probably in the future, when I've started doing or when I've started settling down, I couldn't have that energy to do what I'm doing now, and the understanding wouldn't sink down so well. So why not sacrifice the time now, a little of it, for the future, and to me it will pay off.
Let's talk about funding. I mean, you're using your own resources. Are your parents helping in any way?
For my parents, they started helping at the beginning.
But now they're tired. They're tired. I mean, how can you be pumping? You're pumping and you're not getting anything in return. Anybody will be tired.
From the beginning, they were helping, but along the way, they decided they can't. So it had to be my own burden. So I said, okay, I thought that in the future, they would definitely quit. But I had that before I started. So
okay. So it's not like you're disappointed.
No, not
but
at
is
all.
this sustainable? That is what I am worried about.
Because you see, for these children who are in your school, they are growing.
Yes.
So it will be catastrophic if this doesn't get sustained.
And I understand the classes grow with them.
With them, yes. It is sustainable. For being able to do it for the past 2.5 years, and to me, those were the times that it was much challenging. Now I'm breaking even, so I see the future of our school being one of the greatest in the environment in which I am.
How many classes do you have now? I see they're all in one big room,
yes.
But that is understandable because you have to manage with what you've got.
Yes.
How many classes?
We have 5 classes now.
Okay.
from KG1, KG2, then P1, P2, P3. Yeah, so 5 classes.
Okay. And tell us the ages.
The ages are between 2 and 10.
2 and 10.
2 and 10.
Okay. So how do the parents take this? Because sometimes you have to go and practically fetch the children from their homes to put them in school.
For some of them, the understanding of the concept is new to them. They, for them, it's all about if the child cannot go to school, you stay at home, you help out with whatever work you could do. And some of the children, as early as 8 years, 9 years, they have started work on their own. They can sell, they can go and do part-time jobs to be paid. So that in itself brings a source of income to the parents. So for you to stop the kids from doing that and saying that they should totally come to school during those hours they could use is not easy for some of the parents. Some of them, I had to end up in so many discussions with them before they could come to the agreement that, okay, we can even allow the child to go to school.
Have there been times that they fought with you over this?
Yes, there has been times. There has been times that people felt their children needed the most of help and you're giving somebody else's own. And because of that, if somebody's child is in your care and your child is also coming to my school and we've identified that other child to be the one that needed the support, parents would just keep that other child at home instead of letting them come to school.
Wow. But, you know, of course, you need other people to help, to support. What sort of help are you looking at?
I'm looking at NGOs trying to work with me. I've actually started writing letters to individuals. We appeal to individuals that come to our help. And for now, we have about 1 or 2 people that have also devoted their financing to help me with what I'm doing.
You spoke about your parents, I mean, in the earlier piece we had, that at a point they did prefer that you pursue your personal, you know, ambition rather than this huge and brilliant idea you have. Has this caused a bit of a rift between you and your family?
Yes, it has.
Because, you know, at this point in her life, I'm sure every parent would want to see their children, you know, working and making a lot of money and coming home probably over the weekend with some stuff. Oh, mommy, I got you this. Daddy, this is what, you know, that kind of thing.
Princess, how bad is it?
It's that bad, but I have it under control so that I don't worry about it because I've known my parents since my whole life and I know their reactions to various things. So for me to decide to go and do this, I knew the reactions that will come from them. And even initially, I didn't expect them to even have supported it because I knew where they will come from. But starting with me and then leaving me halfway, I'm okay.
They'll come back. I mean, parents are always like that.
I mean,
they'll come back.
Of the over 90 children that you have, I understand it's a worthy cause you're having, but do you have any 1, 2, 3, or 4 children that you always look out for when you go?
Yes, I do.
What's special about these people?
How they got to be in my school, the stories about them.
Tell us a bit of it.
Okay, I have this little boy in my school and he's 3 years old. When he's been in my school for about 1 year now, so he actually approached me at the age of 2. He's very tiny and smallish, and I used to notice him every day when I was on my way going to school. Every morning he comes and greets me. When I close from work and I'm going back home, he meets me on the road and greets me, and I used to find it very fascinating. Then eventually he one day approached me and told me that he actually wanted to be in my school. So I realized that all his waking up in the morning to come and greet me, waiting in the afternoon to greet me, was just about his mindset of coming to my school. And I was like, wow, what could make this little boy at his age want to go through this process of approaching me? So I approached the home and I realized that they had so many kids. Some of them went to government school and others, they survived on their own. So I talked to the parents and they told me, actually the boy had told them he wanted to come to my school, but they have been trying to save some money with time to bring the boy to my school. I was like, wow, this boy just needs to be encouraged. And I think if we are able to nurture him to an adult age, he would make a great impact into society. So I just put him in my school.
What's his name?
Selassie.
Selassie.
Yeah.
Wow. I think I asked about funding. I mean, I want you to get a lot of support. So tell us what it is that people could do to help you.
Donations, by donating exercise books to us, dresses, food. Food is the greatest challenge because
how many times do you feed them in a day?
I feed them once.
Okay.
Before it used to be twice, but I realized that I couldn't do that.
Breakfast, lunch.
Breakfast, lunch.
So now what do you offer them? Breakfast or lunch?
I want to believe lunch. Yeah. You can take some cocoa in the morning and then. Yeah. But how about the teachers?
For the teachers, their salary is basically on me because even in normal kind of setup school, there are challenges at the beginning with that. It depends on how parents are willing to pay school fees that you get funding for your school. In this kind of situation, it's a rural community and most of the society are used to taking their kids to government school. What normally happens is that they complain because funding at the government side is also not so forthcoming. So at the end of the day, the kids go to school. By the time they are in P5, P6, they stop the school because they think the income they earn outside is far worth going to school to them at that age. So by the time they reach JSS, most of them have dropped out. So for the parent to sacrifice having to pay school fees every day or every term for the child in a private school is so difficult for them. So if you're doing your school in a society like this, it's very difficult for you to get termly school fees every day. You have to go and look for your own means, pay your staffs. When the money comes, then you do. That's the normal setup. So with me, that I'm having to look after kids that also don't end up paying school fees is a great challenge because at the end of the day, if you budget yourself that you have 96 kids in your school, and so it's times the income you're getting from them as per school fees. It's not all of them that are paying, and at the end of the day, those that are not paying, they have teachers also teaching them, and the teachers have to be catered for. So I have to look for my own funding from wherever I get it from.
Can I ask you how you do that?
When I worked, I used to have a very comfortable kind of lifestyle. If I could afford to take like 200 Ghana cedi to the saloon, I had to now consider even 10 cedi is too much for me to take to the saloon. So having to look at that kind of lifestyle, I can just take 200 Ghana cedi to the salon for my personal hair and other things. Then if I could put that money down for other things, it will benefit me. And to me, that money can pay about a couple of kids' school fees in my school. So I totally cut down on my lifestyle.
So now it's as if you have children, you have your own children, because you're not thinking about yourself anymore. You're thinking about children first. That's amazing. Let's look at I know you've secured a land that you intend putting up your own building.
Yes.
When do you intend doing it? How do you intend doing it? Because it would take a lot of money to do that.
It would take a lot of money. When I first went to the local chiefs for a land, I had no idea where I was going to get the money from. But I took the initiative, and now I have the land. I say that God is amazing. If you give him your time, he will give you so much more. And he has. With the 2.5 years that I've been doing my school, I've seen the prospects. So I am not shaking at all when I'm going to get the money.
And don't shake, because I've just been told that one of our viewers in Finland is congratulating you, and he wants to support in a way.
Okay.
So we'll see, I'm sure.
Actually, he tried to do it, almost the same thing, and failed.
Wow.
So this is quite, good news for anyone who's listening. Now, I still want to find out, in as much as you do need the help, assistance, realistically, if we're to put the chips down, how many months or years do you think you can really sustain this?
Months or years.
Months or years?
To sustain this.
Yes, with what you have.
A lifetime.
A lifetime?
Yeah.
So do you need help?
She's relying on God, man.
I need help, and I know that where there's not, God pushes.
Okay.
So, and I've seen him do it. I've seen him do it. I said that when I was going in for the land, I had no idea where I was going to get the money from. But today I have it, and have further on gone to secure the documents about the land. And I'm excited about it because 2.5 years ago when I was starting this project, I had no idea that within this short time, I'll be able to secure the facility I have. So I know that God, He's a miracle working God. And
so
I know that
step by step.
Yes, a step by step.
Look, for such a worthy cause like this, I mean, we can't just sit here and watch. We need to help out. So if you're out there, you're watching this morning and you're touched and you want to give, you can definitely do so. You can get through to us, and I'm sure that anything you can give, exercise books, dresses, and listening to Princess says food is the most important thing. So if you can help out, please do in your own small way.
Has government come to your attention in any way? I mean, have they realized what you're doing in that community?
They have, and most of the parents are happy about it. Some are very worried because, you know, if you're doing something like this, some parents that could even afford to pay school fees for their kids want to take advantage of what you're doing. So you need that sense of judgment to be able to determine that, no, this child needs help, this child doesn't, it should pay. So, even though they've gotten the concepts now, most of them that are so greedy try to take advantage of it. And I have to put my foot down and say that no, we could help this child because of so reasons. This child doesn't need help.
Okay, so here's the thing. If you're an NGO and you want to support Princess, you're welcome to do so. But I would like to say congratulations to you. We want to give you the final word before we say goodbye to you.
My word is, if you're out there watching us, listening to us, and you're touched, please do come in and help us. We really need your help.
I want to cry.
I'm so down this morning. I mean, I'm happy for the great
but
idea.
This is an inspiring
piece.
piece.
It is. It touches me really, really.
Congratulations to you, Princess.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're doing so well. And it is our prayer that you get the needed support so that you sustain this. I mean, it would be a shame to have children like this come to your school and then drop, out at a point. That won't happen.
It won't happen.
It won't happen. Yeah, sure.
You're really making a difference, and we're all so proud of you.
Thank you.
We are.
Stay with us on the AM show. We'll be back shortly.